Do you know, embarrassingly, I don't even know what day of the week it is. A bit ridiculous, really. Just a bit too much. Alright, we get away with it. And I need to stop doing that again because I'm not close enough to the mic to talk that quietly. And I don't know if it irritates you guys, but it definitely irritates me when I'm going back over the video and I'm editing it, and it's like, what the hell was you saying? Because no one can hear you. Perfect. Brilliant. Right, let's have a bit more of this. We'll do the closer bit here, I think. We'll step in with a number 5. There. There. It's a controversial subject. Why not? The government are making it illegal, I think, to, if you're homeless, to live in a tent. I have no idea how that could be a thing. And then I also hear that the government are saying that it's a choice to live in a tent. And by that very definition, they're actually saying that it's a choice to be homeless. And I mean, granted, horses for courses, right? There's a key for every lock, as I've said. So everybody's all into everything. So I can't deny nor confirm. There are people out there that want to live in a tent, right? I understand that there are people that want to live in a tent. But my issue is this, right? Is that why make it illegal to live in a tent? Why not just make zones where you can't put a tent up? Like, if you don't want tents to turn up in certain communities or certain areas or whatever, right? Through concerns of crime or drugs or whatever else, why not make it that zone you can't put a tent in, but everywhere else you can? Now, I think the reason why they won't do that is because they're not making money out of people in the tents. You can't hook up gas and electric to a tent, can you? I mean, technically speaking, you can, you know, but there's no meter that you could put there. Because it's like on a caravan site, right? Where you go, or a camping site, you get access to electric and gas, which you will have to pay for. And they don't necessarily meter it. They charge you X amount per day, which I suppose would equate to a general usage of the gas and electric. But you couldn't really do that if you designated a zone, because the zone isn't a holiday park. It's a place for people to put their tents up, and they can stay somewhat warm. I'm not going to use the word warm in a tent, whilst they're trying to get their lives back in order and hopefully get back into somewhat of recognised accommodation. It just makes me think that we're just being squeezed for every penny we've got, and then it feels to me like almost we're being pushed out of our country. Now, when I say we, like I don't live in a tent. I don't know anybody that does live in a tent, quite honestly. I used to know of somebody who used to sleep on the roundabout near where I live in a tent, and he did that for quite some time until somebody actually noticed it when they were cutting the grass on the roundabout. But until then, he made no nuisance and no one knew he was there. But then as soon as they knew he was there, it was this big, he's living on a roundabout, oh, this is terrible. And it's like, well, I've been here for the last 8 months, mate. No one cared before. Well, we didn't know. You do now. Now what? Well, now we feel really sorry for you, but you can't sleep there anymore. It's like, okay. I mean, I get it for safety concerns and stuff. I'm not stupid. If somebody was to go over the top of the roundabout and you're asleep, that's it. So I get that, but I don't know. It just feels to me like something's happening in the world, and individually, the things that I'm seeing and hearing they're bad, but it's like, okay, well, yeah, there could be a reason for this, could be a reason for that. But then all of a sudden, you start to realise that there's so much going on. And when you start to see all of these individual things and put them together, they kind of make a sum of a plan that's probably been put in place. And it's quite scary. At least in my opinion, my humble opinion. Just got me to thinking about it the other day. But yeah. Our politicians are supposed to be there for our interests, our best interests, the people of the nation, It just seems to me that they get into office and do everything they can to not only not do what we kind of expected them to do, what they said they were going to do in their manifestos. They not only don't do that, but they do quite the opposite and make the problems worse for us. And get paid a lot of money to do it as well. But it does feel like there seems to be this shift happening between people and government, which I can only surmise is not going to be good for either side, quite frankly, which is terrible. We got people that are prepared to defend liberty and whatever else here and abroad in different countries and whatever else, and governments, rather than like, well, hang on a minute, we're supposed to be here for the people, why are they going up against us and what can we do to put this right? It's like no one's actually had that conversation of what can we do to put it right. It's like, no, we're just going to carry on, do what we're doing, and you will just fall in line with it whether you like it or not. And what do you do when you reach a stalemate? What happens when a rock meets a hard place? Well, from the tone I get from watching the news, looking at places on the internet and stuff, I have a feeling we're going to find out fairly soon. I can tell you one thing though, nothing good is going to happen out of it. In my opinion. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't I don't push my thoughts or agendas on anybody else. Just my overall feeling of it all. Lindy, how you doing, darling? Nice to see you, sweetheart. How are you finding Dinkum today? How's work? More importantly, I suppose. It's today at least a semi-good day. Yeah. There. Perfect. And then here. This is definitely coming along well. Right, we have a fair amount of number 5 today, so I might switch colours here and do, yeah, let's do the number 5. Now, because I don't know what colour the number 5 is. I think it's a, is it a lighter colour or not? It's actually in my hand. Oh no, it's a darker colour. That's handy. Right. Okay. Number 5. We'll do that bit in there. That little bit done. A bit more paint. Brilliant. And there. Sometimes silence is actually really nice. I know that's a really ridiculous statement to make, but it is. Sometimes just being quiet is just actually nice. Yeah. And this bit down here. Work is shit, but that's nothing new. I'm actually off today because I was supposed to have a drive. I was supposed to have to drive the brother and 3 dogs, but that got changed. Now, no work and I'm free. Excellent. You got a bit of time to yourself. So I'm taking it that Alia and Dinkum are going to get a real pounding today. there. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. That's another bit done. One colour less to do. Well, in this particular part of the picture. And then that, any more number 5? Yeah, there's number 5 there. There's a couple of them. So we'll get this one done. Yeah, there's a picture I'm going to be doing soon. It's got a mountain, a lake, and a boat, and it's not particularly like highly detailed one. And I'm kind of wondering whether or not I should stream or put that up on YouTube or not, because I'm actually going to use it as a learning experience of how to shade the paint by numbers colors together to make it look more artistic than it does. Already done with Paleo and now working on Dinkum. There you go. You go get it, girl. Is your partner in crime with you? AKA my wife. Bugger. Actually, no. I messaged her, but she must be busy. Oh, I'll have to give her a shout in a minute and see what she's doing. I haven't really spoken to her much today, to tell you the truth. I don't even know if she's in. Terrible, that, isn't it? Don't even know what my wife's doing. I know my boy's home because he just come out of the bedroom and went to the bathroom. But I've not spoken to my wife for a little bit. It's kind of why I said, is your partner in crime with you, like? Maybe you could have told me, but clearly not. Where did this go? Go here. That bit there. I have to rely on everybody else, even people that are thousands of miles away from me, to show the whereabouts of my wife. Do that. I don't know why I wanted to do that bit there, but I did. We've done it. Let's move on. There, perfect. There and in there. Clean this brush in a minute because it's getting a bit clumpy. Brilliant. This comes down here. Let's go to that little crevice there. No point in cleaning the brush at the moment whilst I'm doing a big area, because I'm only going to stuff loads of paint on it again anyway. There. And ooh, turn that around a bit. I use the wrong side. I like to keep one side of the brush pretty dry with paint, and then the other side quite thick, so that I can do that and then spread it out. Yeah, I think cleaning the brush worked, but I don't. It's not like it's returned it to a new brush. It just puts it back into shape for a little bit, and then I think brushes just have a life, have a particular end date, and you can try and prolong it for a bit. Maybe if I'd have been looking after it from day one, maybe it would have been easier to repair it, so to speak. Or maybe if when I finished painting I cleaned them thoroughly and then did the soap trick then. But it's alright. Fact is, I think I'm definitely going to get this painting out of it, and I'd already bought a new brush because this wasn't cutting the mustard on the end of the last one, so for the sake of like a few pence on a bar of soap and a little bit of work, I would have managed to get at least one more painting out of it. Maybe even two, who knows? There. Number 5 up there. So apart from Dinkum, you got anything else planned for today, darling? My intention is to try and play Spider-Man 2, but I'm beginning to realise now that I'm starting to feel a little bit more than just a little bit sick, which has kind of crept in the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do what I did yesterday, which is just, pause the stream, go from one thing to another. Which is alright, not every day's a winner. Not every day you can do what you said you was going to do. It's more important just to try, I guess. There, number 5 down there. There. Couple of little number 5s down here. Whilst I got the brush out and this particular paint open, it's not going to do a couple more of them. Because let's be fair, they've all got to be done. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, mate. as always. How are you doing? I must catch up with Raiden as well. I haven't spoken to her for a bit. Five there. So let's get that bit there done, which goes there. And then for some unknown reason, the tip of that's 19, which I'm going to keep. Well, I'm going to keep it because that's what it tells me to do, but I kind of wonder here, actually, what colour is 19's black. So the tip of that has to be black. Okay, fair enough. No, I'm fine and you. I'm okay, mate. I'm starting to feel a little bit sick right now. But it is what it is, I guess. No, nothing planned other than doing whatever I want, whenever I want. Oh, I do have to help my brother try and get tickets to a concert, but that's it. Nice. What concert is it? I'm alright. Like I said, I'm just feeling a little bit on the sick side. It seems to be getting a little worse. The joys of having a gallstone, right? I think I want to drink. What colour's that? 7. It's got to be a 7, isn't it? 7. Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins, I believe. Oh, okay. Never really been to a concert in my life. No, I actually haven't been to a concert. Just sitting here thinking about it. I've never been to one. Pretty sad realisation, really. Never mind. Like I keep saying, in the immortal words of General Custer, it is what it is. There, 57 down here. Brilliant. Lord Creed, what kind of anime is this painting? You're not missing much. I heard the UK hasn't made a good music since the Beatles. Yes, well, what you mean when we actually shaped music, I believe is what you were looking for there. We set the precedent for it, and then we realised that, you know, no other country in the world could compete with us, so we just bowed out to give everyone else a chance. Is that what you're referring to? Good afternoon, Mr. Lord Creed. How are we doing today? This is where me and Creed have to get into it for a minute. A little sparring session. He only does it because he loves me. Which, you know, you can't blame him for. My intellect is so high, it's more of a punch bag situation. Yes. Yes, that's the problem with intelligence, though, is that you perceive your own intelligence. And perception is it is situational based from person to person. So if you subscribe to that theory, you must also subscribe to the fact that your perception could be wrong. And if your perception could be in question, then your IQ also would then be in question. I taught you everything you know about cars, so I consider that pretty well. Really? You taught me everything you know about cars? And that, together with a subway token, would probably get me to the end of the line. But how are you doing today, buddy? You having a good day? I've been an absolute painting machine today. Absolute painting machine. Hey, Blue, how you doing? Christ, the whole gang's almost here. Right, what's this? Worked half a shift today and then went to work. Then went to the gym. Didn't stay too long, but like you said, it's well done. Oh, mate, honestly, well bloody done you. I know this probably don't count for much, but I am genuinely so proud of you for doing that. Like, that has made my day now. Well done. You know, I'm not making this about me, right? Let me just say that from the outset. But because of the conversation that one human being had around another human being, it affected that human being to go out and try something. And this is why I'm here. I'm not here changing the world or whatever else. I you know, please just understand something, right? That just a simple phone call, I know I keep saying it, I know most of you are probably bored of hearing it, and I get it, but I can't stop, because it's the little things that matter, the encouragement, the little word of, yeah, you can do it. You know, I'm here for you if you need somebody to talk to. Are you doing okay? Just those little words and whatever else, they can mean so much to someone out there. And it's free, it's not costing you anything, and it makes such a difference. It really does. I'm now going to eat party pies, but it was still within my calorie deficit, so I guess we're up on the overall. Exactly. You're doing so well, mate, and I'm glad that you've done it. I genuinely am. Like I said to you, it's just little bits, little and often. You don't have to just throw yourself into everything straight off the bat. You know, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure if you do that, at least in my opinion, or my experience, rather, I should say. So when you kind of stick to something and you do it straight off the bat and you give yourself too much to do, it just turns out to be an insurmountable task. Just check. Ow. 6 here. But well done to you, buddy. Genuinely. It's kind of funny, you know, people don't realize how difficult it is to try to change something, to actually make that first step. Some would argue the first step's the easiest one to make. I would argue that only make that step if you're prepared to finish the journey. Like, for me, I don't care. I don't care how long it takes for you to get there, you know, as long as you try and stay focused. And it's okay to wake up one day and think, no, I can't today. Well, that's fine. Today's not your day, but tomorrow will be, because you're going to have to try and push yourself that little bit harder. So make sure you rest up enough today to push yourself harder tomorrow. And I'm only going off my own experience. I'm doing it myself on a daily basis. Man, woman or child, I don't care who you are, don't care what sex you are, I don't care what you believe in, what you don't believe in. Everybody needs somebody. And it can start with just something as simple as a phone call, a knock at the door, a hi, how you doing, little conversation. I know that we're kind of in this world now where, you know, just do it behind a computer and whatever else, and I'm not going to try and get people to get out and go and see people, but you know, if you can go and see somebody, physically be there, then try it, do it. It's so much nicer. At least I think so anyway. I'm not the barometer for life. I'm just a man who's got more experience than most, purely based on the amount of years I've been on this planet. Doesn't make me an expert. But it does lend a little bit more credence to what I say, I guess. Right, that there and that there. Furious! How you do? I was just talking about you a little while ago. I was saying the gang's all here. We pretty much are now. There's a few people missing, but the gang's all here. How you doing, darling? Hope you have a lovely day. I'm off to meetings. All right, sweetheart. You enjoy your meetings. It's nice to see, nice to hear from you, sweetheart. It really is. Genuinely is. You all make my days brilliant, even on bad days. You get that bit of 2 out of the way because it was bugging me that I'd left it. And you all know I like to finish a section. Well, I have to be honest, I was going to try and play Spider-Man afterwards, but I have to be honest with you, Will. I was feeling a little bit sick a little while ago, but now it seems to be like, I don't actually feel sick now. It's more of, I feel like I'm actually going to be sick, which, you know, not the best. Probably won't happen, but I don't want to take the risk. Ah, dear. So what I'm going to do now, I guess, is I'm probably going to end this one here. I'm so sorry, everybody. I would have loved to have gone on and played Spider-Man 2. There's nothing to say that I won't be back a little later on, hopefully once I feel a bit better. I can't thank you all enough, as always, for constantly coming out, sometimes on a daily basis, weekly basis, or whatever else. I think you all know by now how much I genuinely appreciate you all. And like I turned around and said, I'm never going to stop showing my appreciation to you all, purely based on the fact that you all deserve it. You genuinely do. And this is my only way of being able to show my appreciation to you all.